scaling is an interesting problem when it comes to flipping and wholesaling. It is my belief that wholesaling is probably a little bit easier to scale because there's not some of what were the barriers to funnels or something. It's not like you run into the contractor issue.
Right.
I remember I ran into Ryan Pineda in like 2018, and I'm like, he just did like over 100 flips in a year. So I'm like, what are you going to run into? What are you going to do next year? And he's like, Jay, I can't find the flippers. I can't find the contractors to fulfill all my flips.
Yep.
I'm just running into this barrier. How big do you think you can scale, or how big do you even want to scale? Like, are you happy with where you're at, or?
I think that there's only so much that you can do with certain sizes of teams, you know? Mm-hmm. So, and like little by little, every hire that I'm trying to make is going to make like a department run like the way that it should, where in the beginning it was like, all right, we have 5 people. Oh, and you mentioned Corey too. I was so big, like when Kelly and Ryan were taking over, I had Corey slowly taking over the MLS acquisition side of stuff, and he was rockstar at. But like we would have a small team of 5 people pumping out 100+ deals between wholesaling and flipping, and it's like everybody's running around like crazy, so busy, like the quality of life of each of us. Like I didn't have an issue with it because that's just how I'm built, but like not everybody wants that, you know? So you like long term, you don't want people feeling that like so overwhelmed, one, and with that comes stress, and with that comes, it's just not the environment that you want. So you got to like really start to expand the team if you want everyone's workload reasonable. Okay. And then also if you expand the team, you're less exposed. There's less, because like if the life circumstance changes and they can work less or more, or they quit, whatever, like you're not like, it's not like, wow, 20% of my team just fell off.
And okay, so let me say this. It might be a limiting belief, but I have a belief that you can only scale flipping so big. I believe it's not like there is a limitation, but we've seen the people who had all the money that was ever printed, being OfferPad, Zillow offers, Open Door, Redfin, all the iBuyers.
Losing millions of dollars a year.
Yeah, they had the cheapest money, cheaper than we could ever get, more money than we could ever get, more systems, more processes, more CEOs getting paid everything. I mean, if you want to talk about running a business right, they had all the business majors running the business right, and they lost hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yep.
So, I mean, I've only seen tight flipping companies end up being successful. And after 100 deals, I mean, there's like one group that we know in town, maybe 2, that do about 300.
Right.
And they do it well. But
when they have to go to different markets, have full staff, and you need an exorbitant amount of capital to continue to scale that. It's doable, but that's what I was saying before. It's like wholesaling is more scalable. One, because your conversion cycle is quicker, your sales cycle is quicker. You know, it can't, like from, you know, contract acquired to money realized is a lot shorter than. It's shorter in general than flipping, even if you just bought from a wholesaler. But when you're direct, like when you're the wholesaler, the direct to seller, and you're the flipper, like that conversion cycle is very, very long compared to a lot of other businesses. So like how quickly can you turn things becomes an issue. And yeah, scalability, risk, all that stuff. And the flipping is even more constrained because, you know, you're so much more exposed to market shifts. Like you can't just pivot instantly. And it takes so much longer to turn all of your money. So like then contractors becomes an issue and all these different things. And you have to become a contractor and hire out all your staff. And again, it's a headache. That's what I was saying. It's like, I don't think either one of them is the answer for the most scalable business possible, but it's a great way to make a lot of money in a short period of time that you don't need to be a rocket scientist to do. I'm
surprised that the iBuyers didn't just do wholesaling and sell their houses to flippers like us, because I mean, flipping is a great way to make money, but it's also a fantastic way to lose money. And they lost money. If they would just wholesale the contracts, and just like realtors pay Zillow, you know, thousands, tens of thousands of dollars for leads, I would happily pay them tens of thousands of dollars for leads. I mean, Zillow is how, you know, I was at the Win, or I was a dealer for 7 years. I was at the Win for 4 years. And how I was able to leave my dealing job to be a realtor is I just gave Zillow thousands of dollars, and they gave me all those leads back. So I went from 14,000 to 87,000 to 114,000, and then I could quit my job. And then they raised the price of everything. But if we could pay them for wholesaling leads, I would do that in a second.
And they have them. The leads are no different, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
Obviously you'd want to tweak.
And they're a
if you're
trusted company.
Yeah, they're a trusted company, but they were not in it for the real estate side of stuff as much. Like, hence why Zillow was in and out. I think they realized quicker than Open Door did, but they're different companies as well. But they're data companies.
Yeah.
They know that if they dominate a market, like as Zillow is the Google of real estate, let's call it, Zillow pretty much is. So like, they know that even if they offer all these services, they're going to be the go-to no matter what for every aspect of real estate, right? So even if they lose money on some houses, you know, their data company and revenue is growing even more and more and more as they become like the household name. And the data companies sell at 20x. So they may lose here, but they made on the data company, and that revenue on the data company is worth 20x. So that's like my opinion of why they went the route that they did. But Open Door is a different story. I think they were trying to similar compete with Zillow, and I'm sure I've noticed now with the market shift. I love when I hear my sales guys say that the appointment they're getting an offer from Open Door. I'm like, great.
Yes.
They're going to price anchor for us, because their offers now, like before they'd be at retail or close to whatever. Now their offers are at ours or lower or very close to ours, but we would beat them out when their offers were higher than us, because you don't have like that same human interaction. You know, you're just a number in the queue.
And then they ask for the request for repairs for like 15,000.
Right.
And now you're really the winner.
Yep.
And now they're upset because they're like, hey, I thought you just said you'd pay cash for it. Why are you asking me for repairs right now?
Right. And they don't have somebody that they can just text on a Friday. Like, they're worried about, there's no, that customer service isn't there.